This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 821, The Low Information Diet, Part 2 by Mr. Money Mustache of MrMoneyMustache.com, and I'm Justin Malik. Happy Sunday and welcome to the OLD podcast, the OLD podcast. It's Optimal Living Daily, where I simply read to you. Optimal Living Daily is actually a network of 5 shows where we read from a ton of amazing blogs so they can give your eyes a break and listen on the go. Today's post is a continuation from yesterday, so I'd recommend listening to yesterday's episode first. But if you're all caught up, let's get right to it and start optimizing your life. The Low Information Diet, Part 2 by Mr. Money Mustache of MrMoneyMustache.com. It's not just the news that is the enemy, it's all forms of irrelevant information. I should mention that while the news is a useless way to learn about the world, learning about the world itself is very useful, but this is best done by reading books and maybe the odd scientific blog or journal or other periodical. I do still read most of The Economist every week or two, for example. The facts about the world don't change on a daily basis, so by focusing on these slower and more well-researched sources of information, you filter out the noise and end up with the stuff that's really worth learning. As an unusually intelligent person on a quest to create the best life for yourself and your fellow humans, you have a big task ahead of you, and you'll need all your brain power to do it. And yet your intelligence, your time, and your attention span are all finite. So why would you ever squander it on anything that doesn't help you advance your goals? You need to be ruthless in your quest for a cleaner and more powerful mind, and the better you do at this, the more you will prosper. Let's look at a few examples from everyday life. Meetings at work. Back in my corporate days, I used to sit in meeting rooms with up to 15 other people with a conference telephone on the table squawking out the chatter of an additional 15 people who had dialed in from the San Jose office. Pointy-haired managers would quiz people on the minutiae of their individual status reports, while the rest of us tried to hide the fact that we were falling asleep. Every mind in the meeting was becoming less focused, less productive, and less happy due to the flood of completely irrelevant information. Meetings should be as short, focused, and small as possible. It is better for a knowledge worker to miss some key information than to end up flooded with too much. Micromanagement. One of the less competent managers at work used to try to read every single software and hardware design specification produced by the entire 50-person department. As a manager, I need to stay on top of the design details, he told me. But he had it all backwards. Because of this habit, he slowed down every meeting by second-guessing every design decision of every software engineer, most of whom were much more skilled than he. Let the smart people work at their own higher level while you focus on giving them what they need to do their jobs. Email. As I write this, there are no email programs in sight. My phone's mail application, and indeed every app on the phone, is permanently set to no notifications. Every email is a potential wormhole of distraction and mental fatigue. This is fun if you have nothing to do, but disastrous for people like you who are working on improving your life. So keep your email sessions defined, short, and focused, then completely close that Gmail tab and erase the bookmark so that logging in is a deliberate affair. Facebook. Oh man, don't even get me started on Facebook. It's like the news, but at a local level, focused on the latest parenting problems, bowel movements, consumer indulgences, and forwarding of pointless memes and YouTube videos. From this point forward, you may sign in to Facebook at most once per week. Make a grand appearance, read the updates from your best friends, drop a few compliments and jokes, then get the hell back out. Delete the app from your smartphone, change your password to a 12-digit alphanumeric string you have to look up on paper, and then log out from the web browser. I often tell people that the biggest benefit to early retirement has been getting my own mind back. Without the demands of 8 hours of software design every day, I've been amazed at the fun things I have had the energy to learn in these past 8 years. But a job really only takes about 50% of your mind. The other half is generally burned by email, television, Facebook, Reddit, video games, researching potential products, and other unnecessary things. If you can eliminate these, you're halfway to retirement already. With this 50% down payment on the most powerful asset of a free mind, you can then start getting other things done. You'll be able to better organize your time, get a better job, learn skills, learn about happiness itself, get in shape, be less exhausted, and much more. And so begins your real life, which will proceed nicely whether the government is currently shut down or not. Congratulations. Addendum. Wow, this post is much more controversial than I expected, and I'm taking some heat in the comments. I think most of the complaints come from the mistaken impression that I am promoting ignorance rather than efficiency. Following the daily news with the death tolls and pointless squabbles is very different from seeking to understand human society and world politics in general. And when you skip the sugar and carbs of the daily stuff, you free your mind up to accomplish much more than you otherwise would. As just one example, this blog has reached over 4 million people and 40 million page views, promoting the idea of lower consumption for the rich world. And I still cast my votes in every election and send the odd letter to a senator. Is this a higher or lower impact than me spending that time being well-informed, watching or reading the daily news? Regardless of your goals, you will notice exactly the same effect. If you don't think you can be a better citizen without daily or even weekly news, just do yourself a favor and try it for 1 week. Also, the title for this post was shamelessly copied from a chapter of Tim Ferriss's useful book, The 4-Hour Workweek. You just listened to part 2 of the post titled The Low Information Diet by Mr. Money Mustache of MrMoneyMustache.com. The news is something Lee and I see value in if it's done right. We're working on an idea for that. If we're able to get something off the ground, you'll definitely hear about it on this show or in our newsletter, which I'd love for you to join. You'll get some useful spreadsheets and be part of book giveaways every month in return, and it's totally free. Just come by oldpodcasts.com to join the weekly newsletter. That'll do it for today and this weekend. I'll be back tomorrow for Minimalist Monday. I'll see you there where your optimal life awaits.
Hey, this is Dan from the Optimal Finance Daily podcast, which is a lot like this show, except more focused on personal finance. Justin handpicks the best posts he can find from blogs and authors like Ramit Sethi, Mr. Money Mustache, and more, and I read them to you 5 days a week. So if you enjoy this podcast, come on over and subscribe to Optimal Finance Daily too. And together, we'll optimize your financial life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode, and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift, as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.